Okay, so hopefully my audio doesn't cop out on me, but so this is a tutorial on how to use paint.net. Open it up here. It's loading. Okay, so right here the basics are you've got your tools, you've got your colors, you've got your layers here, which is very helpful, and then you have your history, which your history really isn't that important, but you know, if you do mess up, you can see how you messed up or whatever. How I got this was I went on the internet and I went on YouTube, which I used the power of YouTube to I just typed in free paint.net download and it brought me to the site, which it is free and it's not illegal. Their website has a free download on it, so you can just look up that. But after you get it, this comes up. All I do is I always add, stupid thing. I add a new layer first, because sometimes I'll have to mess with the background, but so I always pick green. I don't know why, you can pick whatever other color, but that's how I do my sketches. Now, sometimes I just take pictures of my cats, and pressed the button. This is weird. What's going on here? Anyway. So, I usually leave the touch off. I'm using a Wacom bamboo tablet. I don't know if it's Wacom or Wacom or whatever. But, so, I make just the sketch here. I'm just gonna do really quick. It'll look like poop, but you know, I'm just gonna do this really fast for you. So here's this. Nothing special, I'm just doing an outline. Doesn't have to be very precise, it can be all over the place. I usually try to do the whole thing. With all of this. And that's pretty much it for the sketch. And then you can take this lasso tool here, which is just like a freeform select. And select the whole thing. And then you take this tool here, and you can move it around wherever, you can make it bigger, all this stuff. So I'm going to make it a little bigger. And this can also change the height and the length of it, so I am going to make it a little skinnier and a little bigger. And then you just Control D, deselects it, or you can go to Edit and deselect here, or deselect or whatever. So there's that. So I'll go back to paint, and I always add another layer, and sometimes I forget. You can see in my speed paint, sometimes I forget to add another layer, but always add another layer, and choose black, and I just do the outline, and I'm going to skip that part for you guys. No, I'm not going to skip it. Okay, so what I do is I usually get as much detail as I can on the face first, and up here is the visual. There's no slide button down here like on Word, so I just zoom in about that much and slide it over to the face. And you can take these by this bar up here and just move it, which is super helpful. So I always start with the hair, as you can probably see from some of my videos. So there's that. See, this face is sort of elongated, so I'm going to fix that there. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's my sister in the background. She's playing cool. But, so that's that, and when you're done with the sketch layer, you can either make it invisible by checking this, or taking the check off of this box over here, or you can select the thing and go to this X over here and it deletes the whole layer, which is what I usually do because I probably won't use it again. Then I usually go to the background layer so it's selected, and I press this button over here, which is add new layer. So there's a layer under this black line, and I don't use a reference for my character, mostly because the only part that is hard to get at is the black, and then the rest of them are down here in this choose thing. So if it's on selected black, then I usually go just a little bit lighter, so it's at least not the same as the black on the outline. And then, so I take this and I make this really big, and I color in where the black is. And I get the hair too, because that's going to be white, and it's hard to tell which is white and which isn't painted wall. So here's this. And if you truly want a reference of my character, you can always check out my DeviantArt account, which I just got recently. I'll put that in the description for you. So, starting with the tail is just simply a rainbow. And, of course, the easiest part of my character is of Paint.net really, is you can go back to this line layer, and you can take the magic select tool, which selects everything that is outside or inside a line. So if I select this part of it, it selects everything that's inside the character. If I select this part of it, it's everything outside the character. And that way you can tell if you have places where the lines don't meet up. So like right here, I forgot to do that. So I can press Control D, which gets rid of the select. It's closed. Then I can go back over here to my color layer and press the delete button on my keyboard. This purple is the purple I use, and it's just all there, and I don't have to go search for it, and I don't have to use a reference. But you can do this, you can search for it around here, just drag the little square, and all of that, but I just use these because it's so much easier. Oh, see how this part wasn't selected? Let me show you that. So if you go back to here and you take the select tool, you zoom in and you can select this part so it's all selected here. Then you can hold down the control button. Oh, sorry. You can hold down the control button and select inside of there. So both of these spots are selected. Then you can go back here and delete. But you can either color with this paintbrush tool here, and you can make this bigger and it's just round, or you can take this lasso tool again and you can hold control down and you can make the spots, and it adds, it doesn't, because if I weren't holding control down, if I were to add another spot, the other one disappeared. So if I hold control down, it actually just keeps the last one and adds on to it. But then I use the fill tool and pick my color and just fill it. And it's so much easier. I just found out that I could do this recently, which helps a lot. Also, what I do is I can make this invisible here, and then I go on here and I add another layer. And this is how I do shadows. Now, this is a recent, I'll show you a couple of ways. You can take the black here and can add a couple of it to it, and you can do this. This is something recent I found. I didn't know you could do that till recently. You can take it straight black and you can do this. So this is gonna take a while. Bear with me here. The idea. So I color all the rest of the shading in. This is totally just, you know, this is just not even, some of this isn't even right. Anyway, so you take that, you can go to layers and layer properties right there. And it says which layer, which make sure it's the right layer. And you take this, which is opacity, and you just drag it back. And there you have solid line. You can see through it. You can make it super dark. You can make it almost not visible. But I didn't know you could have that, and I feel like a dum-dum because I don't have that. But anyway, you can do that to make it look more cartoony, which is fine. And actually, I like that a lot better. I'll probably be using that a lot more. But how I've been using this, if anybody wants to know, is I've been making this go all the way down. This is transparency. So I'll pick my color, and I'll go transparency. I'll put it all the way down, and then use these up arrows to go to about 5. And then go ahead and add a couple, zoom in, and I'll just do this instead, which has softer edges. You can control which part of it's darker and which part isn't dark at all. And then I would just go up here to effects, blurs, and Gaussian blur, variation, I don't know how to say that, but it's the one under fragment. And I would just go up to about 5, maybe? I don't know, just go up until it's really well blended. And then just take the select tool and delete everything that's outside of it. Because if you use an eraser, it doesn't really work. It like barely erases it, so. That's how I used to do it. I don't like that method very much, just because it takes longer. You can also, the third way is you can take actually the lasso tool, again, hold control, and to make it look more furry, you can take this and make it super accurate, and actually put fur marks in it, which I think is pretty awesome. And then you can just use the fill tool, black, go opacity, layers, opacity, and make that less. And of course you can do this with any other color. You can do it, you can take the fill tool and you could do it blue, or you could do it, you know, whatever color. So like if you had like a rave picture, which by the way I'm working on one right now, just letting you know. Working on a rave picture right now, and you can actually take the select tool, things where it's like this, and then just fill it in, and then go opacity. So you get the idea. I know this is super boring, but you get the idea. I'm sorry this is super boring for you guys, but that's pretty much it. If you think I, forgot some things, then go ahead and personal message me, or if you want another tutorial, or comment on this video if you think I did something wrong, if you don't agree, whatever. Leave a comment, personal message me, whatever. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you guys later.